Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. We need a round of applause. She's back. So I hope you guys didn't miss me too much after this 2-week hiatus. Something flew in here. I'm sitting outside the library because I had to return some books. I did some business stuff I've been working on a lot, honestly, and I'm just so excited for everything that's coming, but more on that later. So I took like a 2-week mini hiatus because I literally went from having 50 subscribers to having like over 2,700 subscribers. And I feel like I was getting a little imposter syndrome. Like, oh my gosh, like, am I trying too hard? Like, oh my gosh, I was just in my head like crazy. In my head, y'all. Like, I just needed to take a break, readjust, figure out what I want with YouTube, what's going on, the videos that I want to post, etc., etc. So, there's a plane. Also, I got Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I got the Mango Magic. Anyway, so yeah, I just needed a break because I had been posting on YouTube a lot and I'm so excited for the new community that I'm building, but I just wanted to take a step back and analyze my online platform, what I want, where I want to take it, etc., etc. So that explains my little break, but I'm so happy to be back. I got some videos tucked in the cut, okay? I got some things that I'm working on. I'm super, super excited, but in today's video, we're gonna be talking about 7 things that I've learned at 27, because honestly, being in your 20s is ghetto. It's ghetto out here. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna act like I'm having a good time. Like, I'm having a good time, but now that I'm getting to my late 20s, I'm like, okay, let me buckle down and be serious about life. So now I'm stressed out because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so close to 30. Like, I can't believe this. I'm just in my own head. So a part of taking a step back is analyzing how my 20s have been for me. And y'all, I went through so many phases. I went from Instagram baddie to creative baddie to modest baddie to just figuring out what era I'm in now. Like, I feel like that's where I'm at. I'm just figuring out where I am now. And I've just learned so many things over the last 7 years of being in my 20s that I'm excited to apply it to my 30s. And I'm excited about the buildup getting to my 30s. But anyway, let's get to it. Number 1, travel as much as you can, okay? I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if you're broke. I don't care if you got kids. I don't care if you got other stuff going on. It's so important to travel, whether that's in your state or in your city. Get out and experience different things. You really have to put yourself in uncomfortable environments to really grow and really understand more about yourself and more about life. Because personally, I don't know, I just feel like the best way to learn is through experiences. And yes, you can learn at school because, I done dropped out of college, came back, finishing up school. I have lived so many lives in my 20s, and one thing that I wish I did more was travel. And don't get me wrong, I've traveled. I've been to 2 countries, which are still in North America, so I don't think that they really count. But honestly, they do, because yes, you may be in the US and people look at Mexico and the Bahamas and Jamaica as like, oh, everybody goes there type situations. But if you go overseas, these are tropical places that people are dying to get to. So many people want to go to Jamaica. So many people want to vacation in Mexico, even in the Bahamas. Like, but that's neither here nor there. So travel as much as you can. And I've definitely traveled quite a bit in the US. I've been to multiple states, multiple cities. I done lived in a couple of different Y'all, I thought this bee was about to fly up in here. Y'all was about to experience something else. Anyway, I feel like it's better to travel young than wait until you're retired and try to travel the world. You're not going to have the same experiences. You're not going to be able to club in another country. You know, I mean, you can when you old, but it's just not going to be the same experience, okay? Travel as much as you can. I got my notes here, so please don't mind me. Second thing that I've learned: listen more than you speak. When I say this, I say it with love. Shut the hell up. I feel like now, especially like in our creative and just different modern generation, people are so comfortable with oversharing, with overexpressing, with over talking, just speaking more than they need to. You know, I feel like in your 20s, you kind of feel like you know it all, even though you really don't. And you don't realize that you don't know it all until you get older and you're like, boy, I thought I knew what I was talking about. And I don't. So listen more than you speak. And when you listen more than you speak, you learn so much. You learn more about people. You learn more about your environment. You learn more about education. You just learn so much more. It's easier. Excuse me, I got this smoothie, so my mouth is a little juicy. But it's easier to learn more when you just learn how to be quiet and listen. When you listen, you're able to apply things more. You may not have to go through certain things because you've listened to other people's stories, other people's opinions, even if you're learning from someone else's negative experience, you can still listen and watch and apply that to your own life and not make the same mistakes as other people. So when you listen, it's so beneficial to your mental because, one, when you talk a lot, it's like you just be saying things that you don't mean. It's so easy to say things that you don't mean when you talk a lot. And I feel like is what is happening in society today. Is like so many people are so eager to get their words out and freedom of speech and, you know, the whole shebang. And it's like, just be quiet. Just listen. Just take note of what's going on and just let it be. You don't always have to talk. You don't always have to express your opinions. You don't always have to get the last word. And I didn't realize this until I got to my late 20s, because in my early 20s, boy, was I chatty. Boy, did I tell everybody my business. Boy, did I think I knew everything and always trying to give people advice and always trying to, you know, it's just all unsolicited. Nobody even cares anyway. Let's be clear. Nobody cares what you're talking about in the first place. People only care about themselves. So it's better to just listen and analyze, because that's how you learn and become more wise. Okay? That's a poem. So that was number 2. Number 3, and I've made plenty of videos about this, but trust your gut. Trust your intuition. Something that I've learned in my 7 years of being in my 20s is to trust my intuition. If you think that something is fishy, you're right. If you think that you're getting played, you're right. If you think that somebody's talking about you behind your back, you're absolutely right. If you think someone has ill intention, you're right. Even if you think, you know, you may want to go on a trip, but something in your mind is telling you that it's not right. Like something is telling you that something bad is going to happen, or you just get this funny gut feeling. Trust that feeling. Trust that feeling, I tell you, because that will save you so much hardship. I feel like trusting your gut will save you so many heartbreaks, so many negative experiences, so many friendship failures. Just, it will save you from so many things, because 9 times out of 10, you're right in the first place. Trust your intuition, trust your gut. And I know it, okay, personally, I've just been learning this because I've been journaling my whole life. One thing that I have been consistent at in my entire life is journaling. Now, some of the journals I lost, which I'm sad about. Some of them I still have. If y'all want to see my journal collection, comment down below, please. I would love to share. I've been journaling my entire life. And as I read through my journals and over the years, I'm like, dang, I was really right about this person. I was really right about this situation. I was right. Like, why did I not trust my gut in that moment when I'm literally writing about it? It will help you in the long run, because you look back at these things and you're like, dang, I knew what I was talking about. I was right. I should have trusted my gut, should have trusted my intuition. So trusting that gut feeling is one of the best things that you can do for yourself, because it creates more emotional intelligence, more emotional stability. It creates like a personal trust within yourself. You have to trust yourself so much in order to trust your gut. I'm not saying sometimes, I'm not saying you're going to be right every single time, because that's not true. No one's right all the time. You're going to be wrong at some point, and that's just the reality of it. Number 4, choosing the right person to be with is important, okay? As I'm in my late 20s and I just observe the people around me who have kids with people who they're not even with no more, or hate, who spent time in relationships that did not serve them, who have been played and cheated on, and their self-worth just continuously declines because they choose partners who are not within their best interest or don't have their best interests at heart. Like, choosing the right person to be with in longevity is super important. And that's probably why I'm still single. Stop, let me not get emotional, because seeing people get married, seeing people have kids and just be, in alignment with their own path and their own life can be like mentally draining. Okay, it can be mentally draining, because you start to feel like, oh my gosh, like I need to be in a relationship. Oh my gosh, why am I single? Oh my gosh, this person is even getting married and I'm not. Why them? Why, like, it's so easy to compare yourself to other people's life, especially in romance. When you have a certain understanding about what you want for your life, who you want to be with, how you see your life, your standards, when you know all of that, it makes choosing a person hard. Okay? It definitely makes choosing a person hard. I will say that. But at the same time, it makes it easy, because you know that as soon as you meet somebody, this is not really what I want. This is not really, even when it comes to situationships, sometimes you can stay in a situationship even knowing that you guys may or may not end up together, and that's okay. But sometimes you just want to spend time or have someone there, and that's cool too. Okay? But choosing the right person, reproducing with the right person, marrying the right person is super important, especially if you're a woman. Your value goes down when you choose a person if they're not treating you properly. And that's super important. Like, you don't want to be washed up because you just exerted all of this energy into people who were not good for you. Okay, so choose the right person. I'm so adamant on not choosing anybody while I'm in my 20s, because my mind is constantly changing. One minute I want this, the next minute I want this. One minute I feel this way, the next minute, no, I don't. Choose the right person. It's important. Know yourself enough to choose the right person. I've seen it too many times in my family, in friendships, in, relationships in general, online, people choosing the wrong. Look at Risa Tisa. She don't know who she married. Don't learn from her. Learn from her. That was number 4. Number 5, do not give second chances. Okay, this is what I wrote, but I feel like I should have worded that differently, as don't give too many chances. It's okay to give second chances, maybe third chances if you really feel like someone is going to change. But don't be out here looking dumb, giving people, I don't mean this just romantically, I also mean it platonically, in life, whether it's professionally, whatever it is, don't give too many chances. Have your, okay, you know, this person got 3 times to mess up. After that, it's curtains. I don't know. Have a certain standard to where you're not giving out so many chances, and that's how you get manipulated, lied to, played, just disrespected in so many regards when you don't have a backbone, just because you're like, but I love him, maybe it will change. Like, boo, if that person ain't changed after the second or third time, they don't need 10, 11, 12 chances, okay? And I learned this, I've learned, okay, all my storytelling is because I've learned from those experiences, because I've learned from those situations. So I tell those stories because I've learned from them. And, you know, a lot of people in the comments under my story times be dragging me, but they don't really understand that I've grown and learned from those experiences, because I could see where I went wrong. I could see where the other person went wrong. I could see maybe I gave them too many chances. Maybe this, maybe that. You know, there's so many different situations to where it's like, I don't know, you just learn not to give people so many chances. After 2 to 3 times, that might even be too much. A lot of people say after the first time somebody has you bent, step. And I do feel that way personally, but I just try to be understanding, because we're all human. We all mess up. So even if I said that before, after the first time, step. If that's what you want to do, do it. But understand that we're all human. We're all going to mess up. We're all going to fall short, you know? So I just try to be understanding, but it's personal discretion. Personal discretion, 100%, okay? Number 6. Number 6 is going to be put yourself first in your 20s. I think that it should be from your 20s until eternity to always put yourself first. But I get that sometimes you have a husband, sometimes you got kids, sometimes you have other obligations, like if you're taking care of, you know, family members or whatever it is, you can't always put yourself first. But I think it's important, and I think that you should. Maybe my point of views will change after I have kids or after I have certain responsibilities, but even still, fuck them kids. Not literally, but it's like, you have to have that boundary within yourself to know, like, okay, I come first. I come first every single time. And then right after me is my kids. Right after me is my husband. Right after me, because when you put yourself first, you're able to give more. If you're just like spreading yourself thin, putting everyone else first besides yourself, you're spreading yourself thin. And then, I don't know, the energy would be off. You're going to be tired. You're not going to be as invested. You're not going to feel genuine about it because you're not even putting yourself first. So number 6 is always put yourself first in your 20s and thereafter. Okay? Just always put yourself first. I think that's important. When you put yourself first, you can genuinely give and genuinely support other people and genuinely be there for other people, because you're putting yourself first, because you love yourself enough to be the first person in your life. So do that, because in my early 20s, boy, oh boy, I used to put everybody before myself. I used to care so much about what other people thought of me, how this, how that, oh my gosh, oh my God. No, I'm gonna just end with the last one, number 7. And that's going to be try everything you want. When I tell y'all, I done tried so many things, so many jobs. I done been a waitress, a copywriter, a lash tech, I've been so many things, especially creatively. Like, that was just me talking professionally, especially creatively. I learned how to sew. I'm a writer, which is the one thing that has always stuck for me, is being a writer. And I love writing. I will never, like, that will always be my first love. And I think that's what I'm going to pursue, because that's the one thing that I've always been good at, that I can never get tired of, that I appreciate, especially like reading. Like I said, I done tried lash tech, sewing, freaking photography, modeling, like literally all the creative trades and jobs you could think of. Oh my gosh, my brother's calling me. Hold on. All right, we're back. Sorry, y'all. I had to talk to my baby brother. He's away at school. But anyway, so the last thing and the final thing, because I'm not about to take up no more of my storage. I'm gonna have to delete some more anyway. The last thing is try everything. I already said what I needed to say, but I've tried so many different things, and I'm just so optimistic about all the things that I try, because I know that one thing is gonna stick eventually. And the only thing that has stuck for me so far is writing and being a copywriter, being a businesswoman. You know, I have a business. I just don't have any products on there because I'm still building my creative portfolio. Like, I just want everything to be right. And I know that's the perfectionist in me. Like, I know, but I'm working on it. And I think it's so important to try everything, especially when you're in your 20s, because you never know what could work out. Between networking and trying everything in those fields, something is going to work out for you. There are so many opportunities and so many things to achieve and pursue even after your 20s. I'm not saying, you know, your 20s is end all be all, because I feel like life gets better after your 20s, because right now it just feels ghetto as hell. Like, you barely have friends, and if you do, you don't know if you're gonna have those friends forever. You don't really have a career unless you know, got lucky in the beginning of your 20s and finished school for a certain field. You just don't know. Everything just seems so uncertain, and that's what I'm working on right now, is the uncertainty of it all, and just solidifying who I am, solidifying everything that I want in life, and just continuing the process and continuing to keep going. Super important. And I just learned so many things at 27 that I'm so excited to just keep going and see what the rest of my life looks like, because I have lived about 7 lives thus far. Like, I feel optimistic. I feel motivated. I feel like I could literally achieve anything that I want. So I'm gonna keep trying things until I achieve what I want, you know? But I hope this video helps somebody, and I hope you learn something from this, because in your 20s or even after, it doesn't matter what age you are, really. Life is always going to change. Things are always going to change, and you're always going to change. And I feel like I'm finally becoming okay with that, and knowing that I'm never going to be the same person. I'm a different person every single day. Like, I'm continuing to grow every single day. And that's just what I'm focused on, especially at 27. Like, I'm getting to my late 20s. I'm ready to, I don't want to say settle down, but I'm ready to just find a real career that's going to work for me outside of like digital media, you know? So that's where I'm at, and I can't wait to see what the rest of my 20s have in store for me. And I hope you all are inspired to learn more, be more, do more in your 20s, or no matter what age you're at. So thank you so much for watching. I'm so excited to be back on YouTube after my 2-week hiatus. So comment down below things that you've learned throughout your life. Like, I need some tips. I need to know what I need to look out for. Just some tips to keep pursuing my dreams. And I love hearing other people's stories. So comment down below if you feel like I missed anything or anything that you learned throughout your life. And I will see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, join the gang, join the sunny side. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.